Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 115 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Vlad the Impaler Van Stratton, joined by Rodney Newpel, wearing a nice black hoodie, just vibing, hanging out with his Con Knipple jersey behind him, cousin Con. Rodney, welcome to the show, man. How are you?
I've got Jayhawks on each side too, so I have not given up my Jayhawk loyalty to the 1-year Duke star, but he is a cousin of mine, so I've got to give him props. But I am doing well. Just saw a high-level high school basketball game tonight. Congrats to Peoria High for taking down that one. But got home, had a little Freddy's. Let's talk about that real quick. What do you think of Freddy's? You have Freddy's guy?
Freddy's, is it Freddy's Steak Burgers or Smash Burgers? What is it?
Steak Burgers.
Freddy's Steak Burgers. I am pro Freddy's Steak Burgers. I like Freddy's quite a bit. Had it a number of times. Like the burgers. Enjoy the fries a lot. The little small little shoestring fries. No, I've had good experiences with Freddy's. What's your normal order there?
I just did the chicken tenders tonight, chicken tenders and fries, but also got a double Oreo shake to bring home with me. So I am full of calories tonight. I am full of calories tonight, and it was like 8:46 when I pulled in home, finished the shake. So been here about 15 minutes, and here we go. So ready to roll.
Are you the type of person who can, like, if you have a bunch of sugar at night, are you up for a while, or does it not bother you?
It depends. I feel like I'm not going to sleep real well tonight. I can already feel it. Yeah. I mean, shoot, I get up at 6 o'clock anyway, so no matter what, like, I'm not going to sleep well because it's going to be like 7 hours. That's not enough. But anyways, Freddy's was very good, and I'm ready. And we got a lot to talk about in the world of sports tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Oh, we absolutely do. We finally have clarity on the college football playoff. I guess we could start there, and a couple thoughts here from the stupidest sports show on earth is, LOL Notre Dame.
Yeah,
hate to see it. Tough scene. But like, here's the thing: the problem with Notre Dame getting left off, it's like I can't even bring myself to fully laugh at them and make fun of them because somehow they were still more deserving than a 3-loss Alabama team who I would love to get your thoughts on this Alabama situation because, okay, we've talked about for years how the committee punishes teams that play and lose in a conference championship. And we're like, that's bullshit. That shouldn't happen. Because if you make a conference championship, it's better than not making a conference championship. I understand that argument. But every single year in the history of ever since we've been having a college football playoff, they have been like a team that has played and lost in a conference championship has faced consequences for it. Except Alabama. Who got blasted by Georgia.
Yeah. They like negative rushing yards.
Yes. You watching at home had more rushing yards on Saturday than Alabama did against Georgia. Okay?
Yeah.
So they were not competitive. They were not close. And yet they did not move at all. They went into the weekend 9th, and they ended the weekend 9th. And they are in, and Notre Dame, who, they lost the head-to-head to Miami, and like Miami should have gotten in over Notre Dame because of that head-to-head. Like head-to-head should be the most important, but like Notre Dame's losses were to 2 top 10 teams in the nation. I would say probably throughout the course of the year that we looked at Notre Dame and said that's probably deserving of a playoff team, more so than Alabama, who just sort of like got in there somewhat later in the year. But yeah, what are your thoughts there? Because I was like, I really thought Alabama getting blasted by Georgia would be like, oh, they're dead. They're dead in the water. That's what I truly thought.
Yeah, and not only Notre Dame finished the year strong, have a decent resume. I wouldn't say nice resume, a decent resume. 2 close losses to top 10 teams. It's also the defending runner-up from a season ago.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was a flash in the pan season. But to me, and I've said this all week, and I've went back and forth. I'm not really anti Notre Dame here. I really am not. I really am not. But it comes down to me is like I feel like Notre Dame wants to play by a different set of college football rules, and then don't want to accept what the rules they don't want to play in a conference. They need to play in a conference. And I've told people all along, like if they were in the ACC, like they kind of are, they play 5 ACC schools, but if they were fully in the ACC and 10-2 winners of 10 straight, this is not a question. It is not a question. Miami and Notre Dame probably both get in. You get 2 teams out of the ACC, and I don't know how it all would have wrapped up standings wise, all that, but like I'm telling you, without a single shred of doubt, if Notre Dame was in a conference 10-2 winners of 10 in a row, they're in the game. They're in the college football playoff, but they're not because they refuse to follow the rules that everybody else is following, to play the conference standards that everybody else is following, and then they want to complain about it. And then the final thing is I really like Marcus Freeman. I really do. I've said this multiple times on this show and many shows. But to pull his team out of the bowl game right after that was cowardly and honestly unexcusable. Like, come on. Mm-hmm. And I get it. Like Jeremiah Love, not going to play in that. Several of those guys, not going to play in that. But like you still can play the game. And no matter what your players said, there were some players that would have liked to play their final college football game and had an enjoyable experience with the bowl game. Inexcusable and cowardly, I thought, to pull out of the game. But one more thought, real quick. I also want to say a team that I think maybe also got screwed that we're not talking about is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt had an awfully nice resume as well. They lost 2 games as well. They were 10-2. Their losses were to Alabama, okay, to Texas, okay. So, like, I don't know. Like, their resume is just as good. They've got a Heisman guy as well. I don't know. And yes, you could go down the line and say these guys were screwed. These guys were screwed. But Vanderbilt's got just as good as a resume as Notre Dame. But that's my initial thoughts on it.
No, that all makes a lot of sense. I'm totally with you on Notre Dame opting out of the bowl game. I thought it was nonsense. Like you got some kids on that team that could be their last opportunity ever to put on any football uniform. And you're depriving them of that just out of pettiness. Like that's really what it is. It's pettiness. It's just trying to make a statement because you're upset with what the committee did to you. And, you know, their AD is going around and doing a whole media tour just about, you know, how upset they all are. What did you think of the reports then that came out? I think yesterday, it was yesterday or maybe the day before that said, so starting next year, if Notre Dame is in the top 12 at the end of the regular season, they are guaranteed a playoff spot.
So dumb. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we guaranteeing playoff spots? And I mean, and yes, do I think the committee's purposely screwing anybody? No, but could they? Yes, next year. They certainly could, knowing that this is a possibility, knowing that this is out there. Okay, oh no, we've got Notre Dame at 13. Oh, now they're not guaranteed. I just no, I don't like this. And I mean, college football is all screwed up. But for me, not necessarily having a team and kind of being, I mean, I consider myself sort of media, right? We're media. I do stuff in the world of sports. I have a Sunday show. Like, it's good for media because you can talk about it and debate and then talk about it again. Yeah. And debate and then it changes and talk about it again. So it's all screwed up. But boy, do we love it because you just never know. You just never know.
Do you remember that was one of the big complaints too, where when they officially went from 4 teams to 12 teams, one of the big negatives of it was, well, it takes away the debate aspect. It takes away the conversation. 12 teams is too many teams. And we're sitting here for the second year in a row, and it's 12 teams, but yet we are arguing over multiple spots in the top 12. And I don't know why that was an argument to begin with, where, I don't know if you know this, Rodney, there's 68 teams that make the tournament for college basketball, and yet we still find a way to argue about the teams that were left out and who snuck in. You're always going to be able to say so-and-so was screwed, so-and-so was given a spot, no matter how many spots there are. So, yeah, I think 12 is a good number. I don't think that we need to expand it. Like, I don't see a need to expand it any more than that, just so we can get, I know you mentioned Vanderbilt, but like, I think 12 is okay. Like, what they did this year, where they guaranteed a spot to a conference champion, but not necessarily a top 4 spot, I'm good with that. And then, you have some really quality teams. Like, every team that's in the playoff, minus Alabama, has no more than 2 losses. These are good. Right. Like, these are good teams. These are really good teams. And like, the one exception is an Alabama team that beat Georgia earlier this year. Like, there was an argument for them, even though I'm saying like that third loss should have killed them. Like, they've had good wins this year. So I think it's fine where it's at.
But in saying that, there's a lot of experts that now think we're going straight to 24. Skipping 16, going straight to 24. And
I don't know if we
and then there's talk about these bowl games, who, don't get me wrong, not just Notre Dame backed out, but Notre Dame fans want to say, well, Baylor backed out as well. Well, Baylor won 5 games. They backed out because their season was over a month ago, right? Like, they won 5 games and they packed it up. Well, Kansas State backed out. Yeah, Kansas State won 7 games and their coach retired. Okay. Notre Dame, you just are ticked. You're pissed off, right? So you're taking your ball and you're going home because you didn't get in the playoff. But the other thing they're talking about is the bowl games being at the beginning of the year, starting the season with the bowl games. That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I've heard that argument before.
But part of the bowl experience is the travel and like the holiday season at these cities. Like, you're going to do that at the end of August, 1st of September. I mean, going to the Hawaii, now don't get me wrong, going to Hawaii anytime is awesome, but okay, going to Birmingham, Alabama in September. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. But if they can find a way to like make the beginning of the year with great matchups and call it bowl game, okay, fine. I think that's going to be interesting what they do there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to do that, because like, the bowl experience should be a memorable one for the kids, and it's like the ones that ended up playing the full season and went through all the ups and the downs, and this is sort of their reward at the end of the tunnel, is to be able to do this once in a lifetime experience. So yeah, wasting that at the beginning of the season, like, I don't know. I don't think that's a solution, but it's an interesting idea. So okay, so the bracket as it stands here. So we're gonna have to wait until December 19th for the first playoff game. So 10 days. But initial thoughts, Rodney. So the first round, you're going to have I think the first game will be Alabama, Oklahoma. So 8 versus 9, where the winner will face Indiana. So Oklahoma, Alabama. Alabama's a 1.5 point favorite there. Then you have 3 games on December 20th. So you have Miami against Texas A&M. A&M's a 3.5 point favorite. Winner plays Ohio State. You have Tulane against Ole Miss, where Mississippi State's their second biggest favorite of the weekend of 17.5 points. And then James Madison is a 21.5 point underdog against Oregon. What are your initial thoughts there about those first round matchups?
So what I would have liked to have seen is Oregon and Ole Miss maybe flip-flop because we've already seen Ole Miss and Tulane play. We've already seen it. We don't need to see it again. We don't need to see it a second time. And I know, like, you have to go they're saying, well, you got to go straight rankings. No, you know you don't. You could have bumped Oregon or moved them down to ahead of Ole Miss, and nobody would have, because it doesn't matter between the 5 and the 6, right? You're hosting, and then you're going on the road if you're playing the 2 or you're going on the road if you win because you're playing the 2 or the 3. It doesn't matter. You're hosting your first one. It does not matter. Now, obviously, the second round would matter, but we don't need to see Ole Miss and Tulane again. I think Tulane will cover this time because I think there's too many questions with Ole Miss. They don't have they do have a coach, but like they've had drama for the last month. I think James Madison's in big trouble. I think they're in big trouble. I mean, both the underdogs are going to lose, but I think Tulane can cover and keep that game close.
Yeah, and then is there any team out of that first round group that you think this team could find themselves in the national championship? It's tough because like you would have to win 3 games to even get to the national championship. So like there's a huge advantage to those top 4 seeds just by not playing that game. But like out of those 8 teams, like is there one team that you could really see making it around just based on how the bracket looks, based on how they're playing? Where's your lean right now?
Well, I think Oregon has the best chance of any of those 8. But they're going to have to go to Athens, right?
No. So Oregon would face Texas Tech.
Yeah, no. Oregon's going to have the best opportunity
in the Orange Bowl, and then if they would win that, then they would face likely Indiana.
Yeah. So I think Oregon's probably the best opportunity because yes, they can win their first round game. They can go to Lubbock and win that one. Yeah, and then it's Indiana, but now you're talking 1 versus 5, 2 versus 3. It's not, and that's going to be a competitive game. I mean, Indiana's only going to be a couple point favorite over Oregon because that's going to be a neutral site. It's not going to be in Bloomington. Yeah.
They're all going to be neutral site. The only one that is so where's the Sugar Bowl? Is that in Georgia or no? That's the Peach Bowl.
Sugar Bowl's in Florida.
Sugar Bowl in Florida. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's in Miami. So yeah. Okay. So yeah. So they'd all be neutral site games for the most part. Yeah. So yeah, I think Oregon makes sense. I think Miami's playing really well, but they just have too tough of a matchup. Then if they beat Texas A&M, to then face Ohio State, like that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, in Columbus, I do think Miami will beat Texas A&M. I don't love Texas A&M. Haven't necessarily loved them all year. Now they have 1 loss, but I do think Miami can beat Texas A&M. But I think of getting to the round of 4, winning 2 games, I'll still take Oregon as the best opportunity.
All right, shall we talk a little NFL here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so I would be remiss if I did not mention on the front end, Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, what the heck? Yeah.
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Okay, so Phillip Rivers last played in 2020, which I'm honestly surprised that it was in the 2020s. Like I would have said that he was done in like 2018, 2019. Phillip Rivers is 44 years old. He had previously signed a ceremonial 1-day contract with the Chargers to retire with the franchise that he spent most of his years with. But I guess because, well, obviously Daniel Jones is out long-term. Anthony Richardson is out with something, God knows what. And then Riley Leonard is banged up.
Yeah.
They said, you know what? Forget all of these young quarterbacks that have actually been playing the position. We're going to call Phillip Rivers, who's coaching his high school team, and signed him to the practice squad. That's That's just insane. Like, are quarterbacks that bad to where they have to go to the Phillip Rivers well, even if it's a practice squad spot?
Yeah, like what's Tommy DeVito doing right now?
Well, he said, well, last I saw him was Patriots practice squad.
Okay.
But are you telling me that there isn't a single quarterback who is in the XFL previously, who is young, who's not, 44 and the father of 12?
I wonder if they gave Andrew Luck a call.
It's just insane, man.
It is.
It's a totally insane story, and there's no reason that any NFL team should be this desperate. I don't care what your quarterback situation is. Like, the guy's in his 40s and he's coaching high school.
We're not actually going to see him play in an NFL game, are we?
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
What do you think his wife says? Yeah, honey, go do it. Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm all good. It's not like I'm busy here with your children.
It's not like you might actually get hurt or like worse on the field against these grown ass men coming at you. Yeah, man, I am very interested to see how this. I mean, practice squad, like you're not going to get hit. Like you're not going to. So fine,
right?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sling it around a little bit.
But like you put them on the practice squad because, and you have guys on the practice squad in the event though that you need someone to play. So, like, if Jones is hurt, if Richardson's hurt, and Riley Leonard's backed up, like who's their backup behind Riley Leonard right now? Do you know? I don't know.
I don't, but I'll look up their depth chart right now.
Yeah, is there even a quarterback there? Brett Ripien right now is their backup.
Yeah,
Rippin.
All right, well, he's next.
So let's say Riley Leonard. So I know we're gonna say like, okay, yeah, Phillip Rivers practice squad. But if Riley Leonard is unable to play this week, Brett Rippin's your starter. Phillip Rivers then would have to be the backup quarterback.
Yeah, and Brett Rippin will get hurt. We know what happens.
Yeah.
We know what happens to like third and fourth string quarterbacks.
Yes.
They get hurt.
Yes, without fail. Backup quarterbacks always get hurt. Always. If you have to go to your second string quarterback, you will always see your third string quarterback. That is a guarantee in the NFL. So yeah, like if Riley Leonard or Brett Rippin, like if something happens to one of those two dudes, like Phillip Rivers will be dressed on the sideline, ready to go in. And then Brett Rippin, and then let's say Brett Rippin gets knocked out, his ass has to go in the blue tent, concussion protocol. Now it's Phillip Rivers out there. It's that easy. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. So we can sit here and say, okay, yeah, practice squad. Yeah, he's not going to play, but like, he might.
At Seattle, with San Francisco.
It's a brutal schedule.
Jacksonville. Oh, and don't worry. Week 18 at Houston, who just beat the tar out of Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
It's a brutal schedule.
Yeah, Colts are cooked. So my next question is, you're not going to strike up a $4,000 DraftKings Riley Leonard to 3,800 Alec Pierce connection?
That has Rodney Newpell written all over it.
I mean, I've had success the last 2 weeks with Shadur and Harold Fannin Jr. Oh, yeah, you're right. I will. But I'll play Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, and Derrick Henry with them, and they'll average 8 points.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. All right. So NFL, we got 4 weeks left in the season. Through 14 weeks, this is where we stand. The Kansas City Chiefs are, I'm so hesitant to officially bury them like we did with the Cowboys last week. Are you saying they're done?
They're done. Chiefs.
Okay.
This is the official Kansas City Chiefs funeral.
All right. That terrifies me. Terrifies me that you say that, but
there's no way. 6-7. 6-7. They're 6-7. But Chiefs, no way. Even if they win out, 10 wins isn't going to get them in. Not going to happen. Your Cincinnati Bengals also eliminated.
Bengals are done. Chiefs done. Thanks to your genius, Nick Sirianni, the Cowboys not done.
No, they're not. No, they're not. You cannot pin that on Nick Sirianni, though.
Of course I can.
Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball and threw 4 interceptions. You cannot pin that on Nick Sirianni.
Okay, I absolutely can, and I'll reference. I send it to you in our group chat today. The Eagles' offense last night, they ran 51 plays, 51 of their 66 plays on offense out of the shotgun, and in those 51 plays out of the shotgun, they averaged 4 yards a play and threw 4 interceptions. Averaged 2 rushing yards a play. And under center, direct snaps where they averaged 10 yards a play, 16 yards a pass, nearly 8 yards per carry. They only ran that 15 times. So tell me, Rodney, why did your genius, Nick Sirianni, say, hey, we're having terrible success or lack of success playing under the shotgun? Let's do that for 80% of the plays that we call.
He's not the offensive play caller.
He's the head coach. He's the head coach. You don't think if Nick Sirianni disagreed, Nick Sirianni's an offensive guy, by the way, if he disagreed with the play calling, you think he would just be like, I'm not the offensive coordinator. Come on, man.
Do you think
Get real?
I don't. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't think the Eagles cared a whole lot about that game.
How are you saying that now?
I don't think. I don't.
How are you saying that they don't care when they've lost the last 2?
I don't think.
And then they lost 3 in a row
because they're not in danger of losing the division. They're not.
Yes, they are.
No,
they are.
The Raiders, the Commanders, and the Commanders again. That's enough right there. It's enough right there. Cowboys are 6-6-1. Where are they going to go?
Okay.
9-8-1? No, it can't even. Not 8. Whatever it is, 8-1. They're not. Cowboys are not a threat to the Eagles to win that division.
No,
it's not happening.
I mean, we talked about it before. Cowboys have the Vikings. They host the Chargers, and by the way, Dallas is a 1.5 point favorite right now, early because it's 2 weeks out. But so they host the Vikings, they host the Chargers, and then they're at the Commanders, at the Giants to close the year.
Not happening. It's not happening. Philadelphia Eagles win the NFC East.
They could go 10-6-1. Eagles. They can beat the Raiders. Hell, they can lose to the Raiders. Are the Eagles? Do the Eagles look dominant against anyone right now?
No, they've struggled for a while. They've lost their last 3. They've struggled for a little bit, but I'm not jumping off. I'm not jumping ship. Eagles, Bills, Super Bowl, cash it.
They've had one quote unquote dominant win this year, and that was against the Giants in the game that Cam Scadaboo's leg exploded.
I mean, they beat the Rams. They beat the Cowboys, Chiefs, and Rams to start the season. Like this is the and then they lost 3 in a row, and their wins before that they scored 16 points, but against Green Bay they scored 10 points. Like it's been over a month where they've looked incompetent offensively. As a famous quarterback would say, RELAX.
Yeah.
Relax.
Have the Pittsburgh Steelers officially clinched the AFC North in your mind?
Well, Baltimore is a different story than Philadelphia to me. Baltimore also 6-7 have not looked good at all. Like Lamar Jackson, there's something wrong with him, right? Like
yes. It's because it's called he has a foot injury and he missed multiple weeks with it, and then he came back and he's not the same. Like he's not playing well.
No, he's not. That's not over. No, it's not over because Pittsburgh 7-6. Their game at home against the Dolphins on Sunday night or Monday night next week is not a gimme. By the way, Dolphins 6-7.
Did you think, Rodney, at the beginning of the year, the way that we were talking about the Miami Dolphins, if I would have said, hey, guess what? They have the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs 14 weeks in. Be like, what the hell happened to the Chiefs?
Yeah, what's going on here? But so Pittsburgh, Dolphins at the Lions, at the Browns, with the Ravens. No, this division's not over. As bad as Baltimore's been, this division is not over.
All right, let me give you Baltimore's side here. At the Bengals, who they got crushed by in Thanksgiving, hosting the Patriots, at the Packers, at the Steelers.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. So the odds would say the Bengals, or the Ravens are in big trouble. But I'm not. I'm not ready to get. We've seen weird stuff, right? Like we've seen weird stuff, and until it's over. So sneaky feeling Baltimore wins in Cincinnati this week. Pittsburgh Dolphins, I don't know, but it'd still be within one game. They're still striking distance, and that game in Pittsburgh would obviously mean a lot coming up here. So it'll be interesting, but I don't think that one's over yet.
All right, so earlier today I was having a little bit of fun with ESPN's playoff machine. And I know this worked out super well for us before the season started, of trying to pick all of the winners of the games, which, by the way, I looked at today. We won't talk about that until probably the end of the season, but I looked to see what I had. It was ugly. Like it's ugly. It's really bad. I don't know if you've done the same with yours, but boy, mine are just oof.
So I don't think I shared this story on this show. I did it on Sunday. I was doing, so I'm the bookkeeper at my son's freshman basketball games, and I was at a game Saturday morning, and before the game, the game official came to the table, and he's like, oh, you're on your show. He's like, make sure you tell everyone that you actually picked the Chicago Bears before the season started to win 4 games. He called me out. And he's like, here we are. Make sure you let them know you had the Bears winning 4 games. So somebody listened. Well,
that's good. I wish that they were like, hey, man, great call on that. You're so correct and smart and good. But then I remember this is the stupidest sports show on earth. So we're living up to our name in that regard.
I did have the Bears going 4-13, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did as well. I had the Bears being really bad. And the funny thing is, I feel like the Bears, honestly, could be 4-13, like some of the games that they've had this year. Like,
yeah, they could be. Yeah, they definitely could be. Do
you remember the game against the Bengals?
Yes.
Yeah, like they could have bounced. It could have been exactly like last year. But anyway, so I was having some fun with the playoff machine, and I decided to go through the last 4 weeks of the regular season and just pick my matchups. Now, I try to consider things like, okay, who's going to have the division wrapped up? Who's, not really going to move? So, like, because week 18, there's always going to be teams that don't have anything to play for. So it's like you kind of have to factor that in a bit. So, do you want me to give you my how the playoffs would look if Tim gets 100% of his predictions right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Which we know is going to happen.
Yeah,
so everyone write this down. All right, so we'll start in the AFC. So your number 1 seed at 14-3 is the New England Patriots, just like we all predicted. And that's with them losing this week, hosting the Buffalo Bills. They would still end up winning their final 3. They're at Baltimore. I gave them a win. They are at the Jets, gave them a win, and then they close out the year with a must-win game for the division, hosting the Miami Dolphins. Okay. So there you go. So New England number 1. I have Denver getting the 2 seed at 12-5. Your 3 seed at 12-5, winning the AFC South, is the Houston Texans.
Yeah, red hot.
And this is where it gets interesting, because I also have the Jacksonville Jaguars at 12-5. So there are going to be a couple games down the stretch here that are really going to have a huge implication. One of them is Week 17, Texans at Chargers.
Ooh, okay.
I have the Texans winning that game. Now, if the Chargers win that game at home, that's going to flip some things, and that's going to give Jacksonville the division, potentially, if everything else goes right. So that Texans-Chargers game, Week 17, is one to keep an eye on for the AFC South, and it could determine if it's going to be Houston or Jacksonville for the division. Indianapolis is done. Spoiler alert. It's over for them. Sad. We didn't expect it, but here we are. So I got Houston as the 3 seed, and I have at, of course, 9-8, the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the AFC North by default. Your wild card teams, the 13-4 Buffalo Bills, which I might have had Buffalo at 13 wins. Maybe I had them at 14 before the season. I know you had them at 16-1 or whatever it was.
I have 15-2, but you know.
Oh, 15-2. All right. So Buffalo would be your 5 seed. Jacksonville would be your 6 seed. So we get Jacksonville, Houston in the first round. And then the Chargers get in as the 7 seed at 10-7. What I want to point out to you, Rodney, is that you confidently said the Chiefs are done. Well, in my scenario, the Chiefs are also 10-7. I know they're 6-7 right now, but the Chiefs host the Chargers this weekend. That's a huge game. Then they end at Tennessee, hosting the Denver Broncos, and then at the Raiders. If, by some scenario, the Chiefs, and by the way, so this is, they're 10-7, assuming that they win out all of those games, by the way. There is a scenario still where the Chiefs can get in the playoffs. So if they win out and they have the same record going into Week 18 as the Chargers, all that needs to happen for the Chiefs to get in is for the Broncos to beat the Chargers in Denver.
Yeah. Okay.
If I change that, the Chiefs are your 7 seed at 10-7.
I don't see it happening. Chiefs, this is the official Chiefs funeral. It's not going to happen. It's moving on.
All right. NFC at 14-3, your 1 seed is the LA Rams. I feel pretty good that the 1 seed is going to be a team from the NFC West. It's just a matter of who. As of now, I have the Rams. 2 seed, your division champs in the NFC North at 11-5-1 is the Green Bay Packers. 3 seed, the Philadelphia Eagles at 11-6. 4 seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just over the Carolina Panthers at 10-7. 49ers, 13 wins and the 5 seed. So both conferences could have a 13-win wild card team, which you don't see very often.
No.
6 seed, the Seattle Seahawks at 12-5. And then 7 seed, I think it might come down to Lions Bears.
Yeah.
Winner of that game, Week 18, gets that final spot, which as of now, I had the Lions over Chicago. But if Bears win that game, all right, so I'm gonna tell you this, Rodney. If the Bears win that game against Detroit, and maybe Green Bay gets a loss at some point over the course of these next few weeks, not only would that kick Detroit out of the playoffs, but it would give the Bears the division and move the Packers all the way down to the 7 seed, where it would be Packers-Bears in the first round instead of Lions-Packers.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. But no, I like the predictor. There's no way Cleveland wins in Chicago this week, right?
No way. I don't think we could say in the NFL because as a wise man, a.k.a. you, once told me, we don't know shit. But I don't think so. Right?
I mean, Shadur's look good. Now it's going to be -20. Winchell's at -20 in Chicago this weekend. That's insane on its own. I mean, I don't know what that necessarily means for West Coast quarterback Caleb Williams and Colorado boy Shadur Sanders. Neither one of them are really from Colorado, but I don't know. Like why do I feel like Cleveland could go in Chicago and win? Why do I feel like that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you were so taken aback by how dominant they looked losing to the Tennessee Titans on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, but I guess I just like Myles Garrett could absolutely wreck a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it could
Of
be
course.
it could be Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
wasn't particularly great against Green Bay.
No, it wasn't, and probably should have scored on the final drive instead of throwing the interception. He gets that ball out a half second earlier, and it's a touchdown to Cole Kmet, and this game's tied.
Yeah.
They go for 2, and we'll see what happens. But which, speaking of, I want to give a quick shout out to Brock Spack of the Illinois State Redbirds for going for 2 on the road at North Dakota and winning the game.
Balls.
Congrats,
Brock.
Congrats to my Redbirds. And even you, as the Bradley guy, have got to be a little bit excited about the Illinois State Redbirds.
That's a huge win, man. Do you know what the B in Brock stands for?
So he said on Wednesday he decided that if this was the scenario that he was going for 2. I just love that football coaches are like, all right, this game's tied 4 days from now. I'm going for 2. And this is the play we're running. But I mean, you got to do a little preparation, and they probably practiced that play numerous times. This is what we're doing. That's so
they're all
funny.
psychos. They're all psychos, man. Like they planned for everything. Like this is their life.
Congrats to the Redbirds. And they go to UC Davis now, and I had to look up where Davis. Would you have known that? Did you know, being a Cali guy, did you know where Davis, California was?
Not exactly, but I know it's Northern California.
Yeah, basically it's just west of Sacramento. But
I know UC Davis as a school that's like a lot of the environmental people, all like the eco hipsters, love UC Davis. Like they got big environmental programs.
One more fun fact about UC Davis: their basketball coach's name is
Davis.
Jim Les.
Oh, I was hoping that it would be Davis. Jim Les. I mean, that's still fun. That's fun. Former Bradley guy. Before my time, like I don't have the Jim Les relationship because Jim Les was gone by the time I got to school.
Yeah, good point. I forgot you're a youngster. My bad.
Young whippersnapper. All right, let's wrap up NFL with your power rankings here. So, Rodney's power rankings for NFL Week 14 are. Well, I'll let you take it away here.
Yeah, bottom. They've fallen. They finally did it. They're now number 30 to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders.
But they did cover the spread. Congrats to the Raiders for covering.
That's purely just to piss off bettors, right?
Yeah. It sounds like something Pete Carroll would do, 100%.
Yeah.
31 goes to the Tennessee Titans, although they did win a game. They moved out of the 32 spot, but they only moved up to 31. I'm not going to jump them ahead of Cleveland. I still think Cleveland's a better team. Yes, I know who won head-to-head. At this point in the NFL, like you can't really base these completely off head-to-head, but I'm going to put Tennessee at 31. Your New York Giants are 30. They just pretty much stayed there.
Did they stay or did they move down? Because honestly, it would be on brand for them to move down during a bye week.
They stayed. Okay. Raiders were 31. Titans were 32 before this. Giants stayed at 30. Commanders are 29, and they look god-awful. Not only are they bad, they look god-awful. I mean, there's an argument they're worse than the Giants, but I think off merit of like last season, we'll
find out Sunday. We'll find out Sunday. It's a big game.
Yeah, and then this is a interesting team, like when you're playing DFS and fantasy sports, like it's not a bad team to look at because Jacoby Brissett throws the ball a ton. Michael Wilson has like a zillion targets, and McBride has like a zillion targets, and that's it. So you can play those guys, but it's a bad team. The Arizona Cardinals comes in at 28. All right, top five. Top five actually stayed the same. Denver Broncos, number 5. I still think they probably should be a little bit better than 5, but I can't put them over any of these other teams, including number 4, Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Green Bay. Number 2, the LA Rams, which means is they stayed at the top of the rankings without playing the New England Patriots. So my top 5: Patriots, Rams, Packers, Seahawks, Broncos. Bottom 5: Raiders, Titans, Giants, Commandos, and Cardinals. Do you have a team you want to know where they sit?
I would like to know where you currently have. Tell me the Buffalo Bills. Where do you have them at?
Yeah, I like the Buffalo Bills. I've been a sucker. I've been the Huckleberry for the Buffalo Bills all season long. Big game this week against the Patriots. Buffalo Bills are number 6.
Okay.
6.
All right. So
Ahead of
assuming if the Buffalo Bills win at New England, they're going to shoot up your rankings. You are dying for an excuse to throw the Buffalo Bills high up there.
I mean, one of the other top 5. I mean, I can't put them ahead of the Patriots yet.
Why?
So my initial thought would be Patriots would probably fall to 5 and Bills would be 6. Still.
So Bills wouldn't move if they beat the Patriots?
Well, not if the Rams, the Packers, the Seahawks, and the Broncos all win.
Yeah, maybe. I could see them getting ahead of the Seahawks and the Broncos. And you put them at 4.
Yeah, we'll see how they do. 49ers are 7, Bears are 8, Texans finally have moved into the top 10 at 9. Chargers 10, Lions, Jaguars 12.
I get it, but also like the Jaguars could be the 2 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, I know. Eagles 13. You're welcome. Cowboys 14, Colts 15, Bucks 16.
What? So for the Cowboys being so dead, according to you, you have them 1 spot behind the Eagles in your power rankings?
They're dead for the NFC East.
Oh, so they're dead because they're not going to get a wild card spot.
Correct. They're dead.
But you think that if the Eagles are 13, the Cowboys are 14, you're like, oh, that's it. They can't catch them.
No, they can't. Eagles have lost 3 in a row. They got to fall. So right now they're 13. Do I think they're the 13th best team in the league? Probably not.
You don't see the logic, like you don't see what I'm seeing here. It's like if you have 2 teams in the same division right next to each other, you can't say one of them is dead and the other one is guaranteed a playoff spot.
They're dead. 3 teams that are 6 and 7, Chiefs 18. No, Chiefs 19, Dolphins 20, Ravens 21.
Oh man, yeah, it's gross. All right. Here, before we get off NFL real quick, I meant to ask this earlier. If you had to pick, if you really want to say Bills Eagles, that's fine. But like, if I gave you the chance right now to just do a new fresh Super Bowl prediction 4 weeks before the playoffs, who would you take? I'll give you an interesting one.
If I had to give a fresh Super Bowl,
yeah,
and let's just say I can't pick Bills Eagles to make it easier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Packers out of the NFC.
Uh-huh.
And because I cannot pick the Buffalo Bills, I'm going to take the Houston Texans out of the AFC. Packers, Texans.
Well, I was also going to take the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they can find a way to win the division, which is very possible. The defense is legitimately great. You saw what they did at Kansas City. Yeah, no, the defense is fantastic. And if they go into a postseason that doesn't have Patrick Mahomes, it doesn't have Lamar Jackson, where you don't have to go to Buffalo to try to win a game, like it's wide open. It's wide open. Yeah, that team, and then the LA Rams for me.
Yeah, probably the LA Rams would be a great choice. And trying to go a little contrarian with the Packers, although I don't think the Packers are that far off. But if Green Bay goes to SoFi, Rams win. You're probably right there. Now the problem might be the Rams may not win the division.
Yeah,
Packers.
Yeah,
Packers may not win the division as well. I get that.
I had the 49ers in the Super Bowl, and they could very well still be in the Super Bowl. Like they've won games, man. They it seems like whoever's their quarterback, they could be fine with. And if McCaffrey's healthy and they got enough guys, they're like, that's still a really good team.
It is.
Sure.
It is. It is. San Francisco at 9-4, basically one more win should get them in. Yeah. Titans, Colts, Bears, and Seahawks for the 49ers. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Titans, Colts, especially now, like, all right, you're going to beat the Titans. Then you get the Colts on Monday night, but like, this is a completely different version of the Colts. And then you got that Sunday night game against the Bears, and then obviously the Week 18 against the Seahawks. So favorable for the 49ers. They could still win the division. You're 100% right.
I don't know what their odds are, but it's worth considering. All right, we're running a little bit low on time, so we could skip the MLB lukewarm stove talk. We could maybe get to that on Friday, maybe after these winter meetings are done. All right, best bets for betting recap. I know you are not looking forward to it this week, like I wasn't looking forward to it last week. So going into last week, Rodney had completed his insane comeback and went ahead of me in the overall standings since the beginning of the football season. But that lead did not last very long. So I'll let you break down, Rodney, what happened here. Kentucky plus 5.5 against Gonzaga. Last I checked, Gonzaga won by about 80,000 points.
Yeah. So maybe Mark Pope and the Wildcats just aren't very good. Yeah, it did not go real well, but at least it was one of those where it was like, oh, this is a loss 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, oh, I'm teetering. I'm right there. Like they're down 7. Oh, they're down 4. Oh, no, they never stood a chance.
Sometimes that's better to just lose that than to just like lose by half a point. I'd be like, all right, whatever. That one was wrong. Moving on. Like you don't have to get triggered by it late.
Yeah, you can literally not, you don't have to even go back to the score. Like they're down 20. I don't even need to check back. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. All right. My first one was a win. Georgia, 2.5 points against Alabama. I was like, we'll see how much Alabama cares. And even now more so, like clearly whatever happened in the game wasn't going to affect Alabama's placement in the playoff. So Georgia easily covers the 2.5 points and good 1-0 start for me.
Yeah. So I went to basketball again here. And for a while, the Spartans were leading. Right. So congrats, Duke.
All right. Screw you, Duke. On the football side. Hey, and the fact that Virginia was able to force overtime in the first place and have a chance to still cover was enough for me. But Virginia, nice job. Way to choke. You blew it. Losers. Total gutless choking dogs. And congrats to 8-5 Duke. You are the ACC champions. I don't even know what bowl.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah. They're going to like the Humanitarian Bowl or something. Yeah. I'll look that up for us real quick. I know
a relevant bowl game. Yeah, like just so insane. But then again, like there was no universe that Duke should have been in the college football playoff, even though they technically won the ACC.
Duke gets to play on New Year's Eve against the Sun Devils without Cam Scatterbo of Arizona State in El Paso, Texas, in the Sun Bowl. This is the first matchup between the Devils and the Devils. Get it? Sun Devils and Blue Devils since 2014, where Arizona State won that game, also in a bowl game. 36-31. That's your history lesson. Or as the Dan Patrick show would say, stat of the day. Sorry, I had a shake earlier.
No, that's okay. It's your double Oreo shake. You're like, I'm feeling it. All right, Rodney. I'm gonna let you take this one away. I'll just say I tried to warn you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, twice. Oh man. I this is my favorite line. I'm the BYU Huckleberry, and I don't know, man. I thought Kalani Shiitake, after turning down the job and getting rich by Crumble Cookie, would figure it out. But nope. And Texas Tech's really good. I'm not going to go saying, oh, they're the best team in the country, because like I've been picked against them like 4 times this year. But they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I always say the Big 12 has dudes. I say that in basketball. But this is a tough team. I hope Texas Tech is formidable in the playoffs. That's all I'll say.
Also missed a golden opportunity to say BYU really crumbled in the Big 12 title game. Yeah. All right. Jaguars have once again beat the Indianapolis Colts. Every year since 2015, Jacksonville has won hosting Indianapolis, and I guess they got some help from Daniel Jones tearing his Achilles, but honestly, even with Daniel Jones, like, they were getting blasted. So that game was over before it started, and Jaguars plus 1.5. Easiest bet of the NFL weekend by far.
Yeah. Well, better than I could have done in the NFL, because I had the Buccaneers minus 8.5, and they lost straight up to the Saints.
Yeah.
At home to the Saints. Tyler Shuck and the New Orleans Saints. I mean, I've said this though, like, it's time for Todd Bowles to go, right? Like, he's emotional, like he has no motion whatsoever. Like, get somebody in there that can get a little fired up, would you? Like, I'm tired of seeing him on the sidelines just looking at it. Like, come on.
The Bucs are giving us major 2024 Atlanta Falcons vibes,
right?
Like these last few weeks, and just totally fading down the stretch. Yeah, I wouldn't hate the idea of Tampa Bay moving on from Todd Bowles at this point. And it's not a Baker issue, like, and they've had a lot of injuries too. But like, come on, dude! Like, look at your division. Look at your division.
Yes.
So this is not. You should have clinched this thing weeks ago. All right. My only NFL loss of the weekend. Yeah, I know. I made the same face. Generational Caleb throwing the pick in the end zone. They get to overtime, man. Like, Bears cover. That's a win for me. That's a 4-1 week. But throws the pick in the end zone. Bears lose by 7 points at the Green Bay Packers. You gave the great stat last week to me, whereas like the last time that the Bears won 2 games in Green Bay in a calendar year was like 1930 something.
Yeah.
So that continues.
And that's funny. That is funny too, because if they do score that touchdown, let's say they do go for 2, it doesn't matter. You still cover. Let's say
that's what I'm saying. Like, and they go to overtime. They go to overtime. Green Bay scores a touchdown. Well, no. Well, I guess Green Bay could score a touchdown first, extra point, and the Bears score. But like, let's say the Bears got the first possession, didn't score, and then like the Packers score, and then it's a 6-point game, and that's a win. So, yeah, no, but it is what it is.
See a generation of the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, I mean, I can't take. So this was a half point off, but I can't like. I mean, I'm lucky. I only lost by half a point.
Yeah, like the Bills were down most of the game, and then suddenly fourth quarter rolls around, they scored 21 unanswered, and then they're up by double digits, but then the Bengals score, and it was a weird game.
Yeah, I just didn't get this one right.
Shockingly high scoring too for a game that was covered in snow.
Yeah.
All right, and then to wrap it up, tried to tell you guys, Sunday Night Football, Texans at the Chiefs. They won outright. That defense is scary good, and that's a 3-2 week for your boy. That's a 1-4 week for Rodney, which means Rodney is down to 37-38, and I once again have restored order, and I'm leading 38-37. So I know we're all very happy. Please hold your applause.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our Mount Rushmores.
Yes. We'll start with the obvious one. We'll start with the obvious one here, real quick. Like NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes. Welcome to the Mount Rushmore.
And I believe I'm not wrong here by saying Nikola Jokic is 15.
Nikola Jokic, welcome. Yeah. So the Denver Nuggets had 15 Carmelo Anthony and then Nikola Jokic. So like both of their legends wore the same number. But yeah,
Yes.
I would say Jokic would be the guy there for me.
Major League Baseball, your boy Tim Salmon is not going to make the
Kingfish.
list, but he was
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, no, he was good. How about your boy Jim Edmonds was number 15?
Jimmy Edmonds. Was it Carlos Beltran 15 with the Mets?
He was with the Mets, with the Royals, with the Astros, with the Giants. He was not with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
It was not like later in his career, a couple other stops, but yeah, so he was there. But baseball's got a lot of really good, like they got Dustin Pedroia, that was 15. You have Tim Hudson, but like not total superstars.
No, baseball could be excluded from this list today.
Yeah.
I mean, Mahomes and Jokic are in for sure.
Yes.
I was trying to go back to NFL.
So I'm gonna throw one at you here, and it might seem crazy, but I want you to consider it. There is someone who I think of when I think of number 15. And while we kind of look at him as somewhat a little bit of like a joke, somewhat, can we not agree that Tim Tebow was one of the greatest college football players ever?
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, he certainly could be on here. But if we're going to stick with the NFL, there was a guy long before our time by the name of Bart Starr that wore 15.
Yeah. I mean, Bart Starr's probably a deserving player there.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, Bart Starr, and Nikola Jokic. But, like,
yeah.
I mean, we could just say Tim Tebow, and he's the best college player of all time, so he's in. But we haven't even heard from hockey guy Dan. Like, what do we have for 15 in hockey?
Well, I know for my Anaheim Ducks, the captain Ryan Getzlaf was number 15 for his career. While I would agree that he's probably not for the Mount Rushmore, like I think that's going to be one of the better 15s in hockey history. There's been a lot of players to wear number 15, but not a ton of like amazing players.
So how do you round off the Mount Rushmore? We got Jokic, you got Patrick Mahomes. Oh, that's it, I guess. We have four. You have Jokic, you have Mahomes, you have Starr, and you have Tebow.
So yeah, and then a couple other NBA ones. So I mentioned Carmelo Anthony. Vince Carter was number 15.
That's a good one.
Canada. Vinsanity. That's a really good one. If there's any other, well, I'm just trying to see like really quick if there's any other in the NBA that we're like missing that are blatantly obvious, but it's hard to say, oh yeah, that's better than Nikola Jokic is, because like he's that guy.
Yeah.
So
Jokic has to be on.
Well, Austin Reeves, obviously.
Yeah, AR 15. That's right. So I guess the question comes down to Vinsanity or Tim Tebow College Edition.
Oh.
I mean, Vinsanity had a longer duration of his career.
He did. He's a Hall of Famer.
Tebow's college career spanned 4 years. I think it's got to go Vinsanity and just say, Tim Tebow,
let's go.
You are our college representative, and you are very, very deserving in the college Mount Rushmore.
Tebow's in the honorable mentions with Carmelo Anthony, with Jim Edmonds, with Tim Salmon, Brian Getzlaf. Yeah,
that's a good lobby. That's a really good
lobby. That's a good lobby. Yeah.
And there's no shame in not making this. You've got 4 Hall of Famers that are in front of you, because Jokic is going to the Hall of Fame, Patty's going to the Hall of Fame, Bart's in, and Vinsanity's in. Done.
Yeah. There you go. That's a good list.
GG's.
Why do they say that? That pisses me off. I've always been so triggered by GG's. Why do they add the S? What is with the GG's?
GG's? I don't know, because you get multiple of them. I don't know. Good games? I don't know. GG's.
But they just say it after one game. Like they'll just say it, but like I don't know. I'm not up to date on the youth. Like you know more about it than I do because you have youths in your home.
Yeah, but they don't want to talk about it with me. They're like, Dad, no, nobody does that anymore. Oh. They don't know. GG's must not be a thing anymore. 6'7's old now. I don't know.
6-7's old. Yeah, no, we've effectively killed that, which thank God. Thank God that's over.
Anyway, so we'll be back Friday morning at 8 o'clock. Maybe Fridays when we'll make our announcement for 2026. That sounds like a good idea. If you don't follow us on Twitter, make sure you do so at Stupid Sports Show. No W on the end. And you can get all the latest and greatest there. And the Substack, that corner up there, I'm pointing that way.
I'm pointing this. Whatever corner. There's a corner that has a QR code. That's the one. Find that one.
Yeah, scan that QR code. Go to our Substack. We're wrapping up the year with the Substack. We'll do every day. Bunch of picks. So get on the Substack now. And finally, Tim, something. Finally. If you missed any shows, something. There you go.
Yeah, no, that was it. Exactly. Yeah, all shows available wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeart. Like and subscribe. Help us take down McAfee. And I'd be curious if there was anyone that had this show in their Spotify Wrapped. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
but you never know. You never know.
Never know.
That's okay. That'll be the goal for next year.
Friday morning, 8 a.m. We'll break down the football weekend. Yes. Let's start with the lukewarm stove league.
Lukewarm stove. Yeah. Hey, we could have Cardinals news. You and the boys at Gateway Sports will be talking about that. Brendan Donovan getting traded. I've heard Brendan Donovan out there. I've heard Jojo Romero.
Jojo Romero, yeah. I mean, you might as well do it all. You might as well say goodbye to Wilson. You might as well say goodbye to Nolan. At this point, you might as well get them all. Send them all out.
Everyone except J.J. Weatherholt and Mason Wynn. There you go. You build your middle infield of the future, and then everyone else is gone.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's get out of here.
We'll see what happens. All right. For Rodney Newpol, I'm Tim, Vlad the Impaler Van Stratton, and this has been another great episode of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. We'll talk to you guys on Friday. See you.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton.